didn't usually stop talking when Evelyn walked by, but today they did. The whispers stung worse than the cold mountain wind as the newly widowed woman stood outside the old general store, clutching the torn grocery list her late husband used to hold. Her husband's relatives had humiliated her publicly that morning, telling her she was a burden with nothing left to offer. Their words rang in her ears as she tried not to cry. That's when she felt a shadow fall beside her. Luke, the quiet mountain man who lived deep in the pines, stood there with his weather-worn jacket and calm amber eyes. People said he spoke to the wilderness more than to people. Evan had never exchanged more than a polite nod with him, but now he simply looked at her and said, "Come with me." She almost refused. She barely knew him, yet something in his voice, steady, warm, unhurried, made her take a shaky breath and follow. Luke guided her down a narrow trail behind the store, away from the judging eyes and the cold cruelty of that morning. They walked through the whispering pines until they reached a small clearing she never knew existed. There, tucked between the trees, was a hand-built cabin glowing with the soft orange light of a wood stove. Smoke curled peacefully from the chimney. It felt like the world's gentlest heartbeat. Luke opened the door and motioned her inside. "Sit," he said, placing a steaming cup of pine needle tea into her trembling hands. She didn't realize how much she needed warmth until it touched her fingers. For a long time, neither spoke. Then, in his slow mountain drawl, Luke said, "People forget grief is heavy, hard to carry alone." Evelyn's lips quivered as the tears she held back finally spilled. She told him everything: how her husband's family blamed her for things she couldn't control, how she had no home now, nowhere to go, no one who cared whether she ate or slept. Luke listened without interrupting, nodding gently as if every word mattered. When she finished, she expected silence. Instead, Luke stood, grabbed his jacket and said, "Come outside." Confused, Evelyn followed him into the crisp air. He pointed toward the forest, toward a magnificent stretch of untouched land sparkling under the sunlight. "This," he said softly, "was your husband's favorite fishing place. He told me to look after for someone special. I reckon that someone is you." Evelyn felt her breath catch. Her husband had spoken to Luke. Luke nodded. "He told me you were his whole world, and if something ever happened to him, he wanted you to have a place where you never felt small." Tears flooded her eyes, but Luke wasn't done. "I'm helping you rebuild," he said. "A cabin, a life, whatever you need. You're not alone, not today, not ever." In that instant, something inside her shifted. The humiliation from the town, the sharp loneliness of widowhood, the fear of starting again, all of it softened as hope found its way back into her heart. The kindness of one quiet mountain man had done what cruelty couldn't. It lifted her, carried her, restored her. And as the sun dipped behind the mountains, Evelyn realized something profound, that sometimes the people who speak the least give the most.